Well, it's an apt time then, isn't it, to get some more fans' reaction, and to do so, we are with WeAreTottenhamTV co-founders Ben Daniel and Simeon Daniel. Guys, a very good morning to you both. Great to have you on Sky Sports News. So let's pick up with that then. Fans have waited such a long time to get back watching Spurs, then ended up booing the players off at half-time. I mean, how demoralising was that performance last night?
Oh, I mean, it really was. I mean, you know, we really thought yesterday after that game last week where we played really, really well, you thought some sort of performance, especially being as it could have been Harry Kane's last game at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and it was just shocking. It was just shocking from start to finish, and the boos that were ringing out at the end of the game were pretty much rightly so, and I completely condone them.
And Europa League qualification now is hanging in the balance, chaps, heading into the final game against Leicester this weekend. Look, how much hope do you have that Spurs will win that game, given what you saw last night?
Very little, very little. We've seen throughout the whole season, whenever we've come up against a team with a bit of quality, Spurs usually crumble, and that's pretty much been the story of our season. It happened again yesterday, and with Leicester having Champions League football to fight for, it's a gut shot at the moment of Europa League, because we need West Ham to lose. Not even a draw is good enough in that respect. So it's very, very unlikely Spurs are going to be playing Europa League football, and I think most Spurs fans are just looking to finish above Arsenal from the end of the season now, and because European football is just so unlikely.
Yeah, some fans on social media last night a bit upset that not all of the players came out for the lap of honour at the end. What did you make of that? Did that disappoint you?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, we weren't at the game just because we were kind of doing our own little protest against the board not paying the prices that they want us to pay. I mean, £60 first and foremost for the game yesterday was more than double, well, about double anyone else in the Premier League tickets, and that's for a team that are not fighting for Champions League, that are like struggling to get into the Europa League, more likely going to be in the Conference League next season. But in terms of the players coming out, I believe there were 3 or 4 players, I think Harry Kane, Dele Alli, Gareth Bale, that did a round of the pitch, and you know, the fans were waiting in the stadium for about an hour, and then the stewards kicked them out, and by the time the stewards kicked them out, then the players came out. So it was a whole mess yesterday, a complete mess.
One of those players, though, was Harry Kane, who did clap the fans at the end of the game. Look, let's be honest, it looked like, from the look on his face, he was clearly emotional. It looks like goodbye from what you could glean from that. Clearly, he said he wants to go. Will that happen this summer? And let's get both of you on this. What impact is that going to have on the club?
Yeah, I mean, clearly, whether he wants to go or not, we've seen it with players before. We saw it, for example, with Wilfried Zaha last summer, how much he pushed for a move, but no one stumped up the money. No one stumped up the money Crystal Palace wanted, and he ended up staying at Crystal Palace, and he's still there. And it could be a very similar situation with Harry Kane. I know he wants the move. I don't think any Spurs fan across the fan base begrudges him of the move. He's given his heart and soul for the club, and he's had an absolute worldie of a season, even this season. And currently, Tottenham can't match his ambition. So I don't think any Spurs fan begrudges him a move at the moment. However, it's whether we know who we have in charge as our chairman, and it's whether Daniel Levy would accept a penny less than the asking price. And if the asking price is, as reported, 150 million, it's going to be very, very difficult in this current climate to get that kind of offer, to get that kind of money. So it's still a bit in the balance whether he will actually leave. But look, it's clear to everyone he wants to leave. I think the fan base came to terms with that months ago that he wanted to leave. 2 seasons in a row now, our Champions League football, that's just simply not good enough for a player of Kane's ability. So it's no surprise that he wants to go, but whether he'll actually get the move is another question.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I've been coming into this game since the news broke. I've been thinking, I don't think anyone is going to stump up the cash this summer for Harry Kane. I think the most realistic place he's going to go this summer is Manchester City. I think they're probably the only ones that they've got the money that they can produce and put it on the table for Daniel Levy. But I don't think Daniel Levy will kind of accept anything less than top whack this summer. And, you know, he's got 3 years left in his contract. Spurs and Daniel Levy do hold all the cards this summer. So I do kind of have a feeling that he might be held at Tottenham this summer with a view to a transfer next summer. I mean, it's been widely reported that they have a gentleman's agreement, but that's nothing set in stone. We haven't actually heard any concrete facts about this gentleman's agreement. So I've got a feeling that he could be on the move next summer. But last night at Tottenham did have a kind of an end of an era feel to it with Harry Kane, with the images right now that you're seeing with Harry Kane walking around the pitch. So, look, it could happen this summer. It really could. But it all depends on if a team can come up and stump up the cash, because I don't think Daniel Levy will accept anything less than top whack.
OK, Ben, Simeon, look, thanks for your time this morning and for joining us on Sky Sports News.
Thank you very much.
OK, next we are live with Liverpool and Leicester as the race for the top 4 heads for a dramatic finale.